Thanks for stopping by. I'd like to preface this video by saying it is not a knitting tutorial, but a means to have something playing in the background while you work on your own project. If you're like me and really enjoy having something playing while you work, sometimes you find that the content you like is very visually engaging and you're several hours in and haven't gotten nearly as far along in your project as you would have liked to. So that's where I come in. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Today is a continuation from the previous episode in which we once again pick up where we left off with the Rye Light Sock by Tin Can Knits. And as always, the pattern is available online through Ravelry. Well, not as always, but as always I've provided the link for you below if you would like to use it and work on it yourself. They have a very helpful website as well, which I strongly suggest using that as your guide if you have not worked on this pattern or may not be familiar with how the makeup of this one will work. I definitely needed it to get this far. I've knit this one before, and you'll see maybe I got quite a few views on, I think the first time I worked on it previously with a different yarn, and I messed up. So those are for me. And this one is going to be for my partner because they would like something. I actually made them a hat already, but they never wear it, and they do wear socks, so there's hope. There's hope that they're going to use these socks once I finish them. But this has been a very long project. I started this one last year after I knit the first ones that I messed up on and thought, oh, okay, I'll try again, and I'll be more careful because I'll use the website as a guide and I'll just try my best to really perfect this pattern. And as always, if you're new here, I do mess up a lot, and if you're not new, you already know very well that that's the case. But this one's looking good. It's looking good. I've been catching myself when I've been making mistakes, but I think starting out with like the right cast on and having the right amount on each needle has really helped. Really helped. But we are well past shaping the heel. What I'm doing now is just knitting around in pattern, making sure that I'm doing that in pattern because I do need to alternate purling or knitting across the top of the foot. And then once I get to the part where I start shaping the toe, I don't need to do the pattern anymore, and I just knit around when needed. But right now, this is for the men's mediums. I think it's like the medium size, which is I think up to a men's size 11 or something like that. It's been a while since I've looked at the pattern straight on because I'm at the point where I'm just knitting around, so I don't really need it at this point. Okay, so now we're purling. Now we're knitting. Cool. Did I? Oh. What have I done? There we go. Some reason I just did a yarn over, but I shouldn't have. I've been doing a lot of yarn overs in the baby blanket that I've been working on for the last few months here. And I'm at the home stretch. I have like 42 rows left, and then I just need to knit 6 more for the border, and then I can bind off and I'll be done with that one. So I'm super excited. But even though it's done, well, it will be done, I don't know if I'll be able to give it to the family because of the situation we're in right now. That I don't know. I think it could be safe if we drop it off at like their doorstep and let them pick it up when they feel it's safe to, like put it in a box and leave it on their door, and then when they're ready they can open it. That might be what we have to do so that we maintain social distancing, and then in case any of us have it, the virus has died before they could touch it. So I'll actually ask my partner if they're fine with that, dropping it off on their doorstep. Or we can mail it too, I guess. But honestly, it'd probably be cheaper for us to mail it because of how far away they live, and like gas and all that stuff, and paying for that transportation there and back. Though gas is actually pretty cheap right now in my side of town, so it might be cheaper just to drop it off at this point. Let me know in the comments. Have you done any shipping? Have you shipped anything out since everyone has been confined to their home, quarantined, self-isolating? I have to send out the little kitty cats. I've been working on some of the tiny cats from the Mochi Mochi Land kit that I had earlier. I'm making more with different kinds of yarn for some of my coworkers, and I have to get them to them, and I have to mail them because they all live all over the place, but I haven't yet because I'm not done. I'm looking at all the boxes I can use. So I think I might just use like a flat rate small box from the post office. Because it's not like I have a lot for each of them. But we'll see what kinds of supplies I'll have when it's all said and done. I used to like collect a lot of boxes, shipping boxes that I received, and the last time I cleaned out this room, I got rid of a ton. I just thought I would be knitting a lot faster, and I had like this really big, grandiose idea that I'd be knitting so much I'd be able to ship stuff out, just all over the place, all the time, and little things, big things. So I just kept boxes and boxes, and my closet in here ended up being so full of just random boxes and shipping supplies that it was well beyond what I would ever knit in this time frame needed to get rid of all of those boxes. So I ended up recycling them, and now I just have a few small ones that can kind of fit into each other. And then once I know for sure like I need to send something out, then I'll hold on to a box from a shipment from some other time. Like right now, I have a couple different boxes that had come in with the packages for my brother and his fiance, because I'm going to be mailing them out some birthday gifts in July, even though it'll be well past their birthday. But I'm waiting for something to come in, so it's on back order. Once it gets here, then I can mail out their gifts. Which almost is like, why don't I just hold on to it till December? But I'm making them other stuff for December, so they will have to wait. They'll get 2 presents in very short time from each other. But yes, I'm just knitting around. What fun, what fun. Now sometimes when I start knitting, I get caught up on just knitting in a circle and I kind of forget where my round starts, but after a while I remember, oh yeah, because it does start right at the end of this row. Or this DPN, I guess, not the row. So like 1 and 2. So this is the start, and then it goes around, and then you have the end there. And I had to remember because when I started this, when I did this the first time, I kept the beginning of the round at the middle of the back of the heel, like right down the center here, and that was a problem because when you have to shape the foot and you shape the toe part, you want it to line up with the bottom of the foot so that your points are coming together at the same time, and that was not the case with the first pair that I knit, at least the very first sock. I don't remember if I got it right the second time I knit the sock, but yeah, those were like Franken socks. They were not looking too good when I finished, and I thought I was doing it right. I'm like, well, these are looking kind of weird. These definitely don't look like the picture of the pattern. And then I looked at the website. It's like, okay, yeah, I messed up big time. It makes sense now. But I just want to be able to knit vanilla socks. Any person, any size, pattern. And I found one kind of that I'm working on for my brother's fiance. It's relatively vanilla, but there is like a rib through it. But it's like knit 3, purl 1 all the way down. And I'm like, okay, I think I can modify it so that it's just knitting all the way down, all the way around through the whole thing, and I just keep in mind where I need to shape the heel and the foot, and I'm thinking to do it like that when I have to knit my brother's sock, because he's going to be doing a different yarn than hers, like a cotton blend that I picked up at a yarn crawl last year, but it's not enough for like a very long sock. So I think if I make his like ankle socks, hers are going to be ankle socks too, but like his are really going to be ankle socks because he has a bigger foot. We'll see how that turns out. I'm so glad that I am working with you guys today. In the early, well, it's like late afternoon right now, and it's still pretty overcast, but it's still bright enough that I don't need to turn my lamp on, either lamp, either my overhead or my camera light, because it's not so much it's like a pain to set it up, but you do want to make sure it's facing the right way and in the right angle so that I'm not like casting a really, really harsh shadow. Even though I have a harsh shadow because of how the sun is coming in here, it's still like a soft, a natural light. Kind of blue, but it's usually a blue light in here. Any day, it's blue. Yep, we are making way through this pattern. So let me know in the comments, have you made this one before? This pattern actually seems to get the most views of any of my, well, it's like this one and the Tempestry project are like the two bigger videos that I have posted, and they don't have that much view time. And of course I always let people know that these are just talking vlog type videos and not tutorials. So I think that's why everyone's like, oh, somebody's working on that one, I want to see what they're doing. And then they're like, oh, she's just talking, never mind. And then they click out of it really fast. But let me know if you work on this sock, or if you have before, or if you want to and plan to. It's a nice sock. It's got its variations. I think it's different too because of how the heel is shaped. It's not that ridge type when you do like the short rows that I've seen and some of the other socks, where you just knit it row by row and turn it and then you pick up again. So that's something different about this one. But I like it. I think the next time though, if I decide to make this one more time, I'm not going to make the leg part as long, just to save on time. I don't know. It's like, I don't wear a lot of things that would show the sock, like the length of it. And for me, it's more of, hey, I get to make a sock and wear something that I've made myself versus look at how cool and long and stripey it is, because I don't wear skirts often or shorts where my legs would be out, where people would see the sock. So for the fact that it would be longer and no one would know, I don't really see why I would do that. But a good ankle sock, a good sock that just fits over my foot and I can put it in my shoe, that's what I like. And then maybe in the winter to have a long sock for the purpose of having extra warmth, sure, but I wouldn't want to, like, I'd probably use something like this. This is the this is something, is it the Twist? It's a Knit Picks yarn. I can't remember what the line is though. I lost the wrapper, but it seems like it'd be a good one for having a long sock to keep you warm in the winter time. So like this one is pretty long, but my partner likes to wear long socks. But my partner also wears shorts a lot because they're crazy. Like year-round shorts, middle of winter, walking around like a person who doesn't understand what weather is, wearing shorts. And I'm like, you don't play rugby, you don't play soccer, there's no reason you need to be wearing shorts in the middle of winter. but they do, and so a long sock would make sense for them because their legs are always on display, but mine are not. But considering this is a good wool, this would be fine to have as a long sock just to have extra warmth, and I wouldn't really be too concerned about the design of it as long as it's functional in that sense. But because this has a nice design, it's good for having on display. But I'm making some ankle socks for my brother and his fiance. I think the next pair of socks I make after that will be two-tone socks where the cuff is different than the toe and the heel, and so the body of it, or like the main foot part, will be its own color. I'm really excited because I bought some yarn for my birthday haul last year, and it's still wrapped up in its hanks in my bin, and I really want to wind it up and make socks like that where it's two colors, but the heel, the cuff, and the toe are one color, like an accent color, and then the body is a different one. So I'm hoping I can do it, and it turns out the way I imagine it to. But we'll see. Okay, we are starting our last round here for the duration of the video. I am noticing it's getting a wee bit dark, not crazy dark. We still got another maybe 2 hours until the sunlight fully dissipates, but I feel like I have so many other things to do today, even though it's like almost well into the evening, and I don't know. I just have like this feeling about it to do something else. But I'm so happy that I was able to film because I had been knitting the last couple of days just to kind of catch up on some projects before I show you guys. So then it's not just like, oh well, we're just continuing and there's not really much progress here, but I wanted to make a dent in a few things before I came back on the channel. So I'm happy about that. That we are, this is kind of like my, not really a backup project because it is one that I'm actively working on, but it's not as pressing as maybe some other more time sensitive projects that I have. So it's nice to know I'm at a point where I can just knit with it and I don't have to think too much, because I have a long way to go before I can start shaping the toe. So it's a good one just to have ready when you get to a point where you don't really have to do too much concentration on it. And thinking about that reminds me that I got this advertisement from Lion Brand Yarns that one of their lines was like get 4 for $10, and it's kind of like a fuzzy fleece, and I was like, oh, that's cute, but they didn't have a lot of colors I liked, and I thought it would be fun to buy that yarn and have another blanket for my cats that's actually more of like a fuzzy fleece, because that's Kabu's favorite kind. We have one that's a throw on the couch and she loves to make biscuits on it, and it's getting kind of gross I mean, of course you wash it and stuff, but all the cat hairs and stuff are starting to become part of the blanket, and I was like, oh, it's one that I want to replace with something handmade, and thinking of different materials to use, I saw that one from Lion Brand and thought it would be a good one. That or chenille would be good. Okay, so once again, we haven't made too much progress, but we're getting there. We're getting there. One day it'll be done, and you'll be with me when it is completed. So it'll just be one we pick up between projects to kind of make some more progress on, and hopefully by this year we'll have it ready to go and to block and present to my partner, but we'll see. We still have some time. So once again, thank you so much for sticking with me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!